Hello and welcome back to Cabincast. I'm Oliver and I'm joined by Chris
Hello.
and Tom.
Hello.
We are here to do our first series review, discussion, talk for Doctor Who. These are things that we've meant to do for so many shows and they've just never happened, but we have a bit more to do here, as we have our tier list that we've been making as we've gone along. And that's essentially what we're going to do. We're going to go through episode by episode, starting at the lowest tier and going up, briefly talk about the episode, and then go through any, see if anyone has any particular favorite moments from that episode. Doesn't matter where the episode is, there might still be a really great moment or really funny moment, something like that, even if you don't love the episode as a whole. Any particular standout, temporary characters and things like that potentially that we have in the episodes. So yeah, in these early series, again, me and Tom have seen all of these countless times. Chris had seen most of this season.
Yeah, a
I
decent
think
chunk.
there were a couple of episodes where you're like, oh, I'm not sure I've seen this, but I think most of them we'd gone through before. So, yeah, let's get into it. So the ranks on the tier list start with unwatchable and go up through terrible, bad, okay, good, great, amazing, and god tier. To make it simpler, what is your lowest ranked episode? As in not the episode, but what rank is it?
Bad.
In
I've not
bad.
got anything terrible or unwatchable.
Okay, interesting. What do you have in bad?
So I've got 2 episodes in bad. I have got our starting episode, Rose,
Okay.
because it was odd. I think they were trying to figure themselves out a bit. They were trying to set up a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
And it just felt odd watching. It just felt a bit flat, really, in my
I see.
mind. And the other one was the next episode as well, The End of the World.
Interesting. Okay. That is not at all a weird of those. So to additionally clarify, me and Tom went through and did a whole list of everything, and have done every episode up until the end of the 13th Doctor's run. So we've done every episode. I believe we did the Power of the Doctor as well, but if not, we've done up until basically that. So we have long episodes to kind of go with, and a lot more things to kind of juggle and decide what fits where. We have Rose in okay. We had similar points. So it might just be how we rank things might be differently in our heads, I guess.
I was going to say, I don't consider bad to necessarily actually be bad.
Yeah, which
I
makes
just
sense.
think what sits in tiers together and what
Yeah,
needs to be lower than other
absolutely.
things.
Exactly, for sure. And yeah, so Rose is an okay for us. Yeah, I agree. I really like Chris Eccleston's speech that he gives to Rose when she asks him who he is. And they have that long shot, and he talks about the world moving and all that stuff. But it's got some odd pacing. The Autons are probably a good choice, but it's all plastic. It is very cheesy, like the whole first kind of couple of seasons is, but this one is especially. So yeah, agree with that one. End of the World, we actually have up in good.
Mm.
We both quite like this. Again, we're not going to go over everything that we have in our review because we've already done all that. But all the costumes, all the monsters, it's just really cool. I like the hints that it gives you towards like the Time War and everything with the wood lady. Spiders are creepy. Obviously, CG is not great. I like the all the Doctor's stuff he has with Cassandra. and also just Cassandra. I quite enjoy her villainness in this episode.
Mm.
Um, yeah. Why did you not enjoy it
Oh,
too much?
the points you made were very good. Like, setting up future characters. We had
Hmm.
Cassandra, and we had
We have the face of Bo.
Face of Bow as well. Yeah, very good. The costumes for those were great, but I
Hmm.
just felt the overall story fell very flat.
Yeah, that's fair. It is a bit stunted, I guess, because you kind of have yeah, I guess I could see that it doesn't flow exceptionally well. You kind of have everyone's here. There's all these people. We do stuff, and then the spiders and Rose and the Doctor have their kind of troll about who he is and everything. Which again I think is a pretty great scene in of itself. But yeah, I can see that. Um,
Hmm.
cool. Okay, Tom, anything to add?
Not really. I mean, it's sort of standard. It's still trying to find their footing, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
Um, before we get to the real good stuff.
Hmm. Did you because even within the tiers we have ranked them. What did you have? Did you have Rose and then the end of the world above that,
Oh,
or the other way around,
I
or did you not
had
really decide?
I haven't really gone around like that and done that. Maybe I should have.
I mean, you've not
They're on
got
the, they're
that
on
many
they're
left.
on the they're on the same tier.
Yeah, you've not got that
So
many yet. So
yeah,
if you want to do it later, you can. But
I
that's fair.
guess the end of the world's probably a bit better than Rose.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So moving up to good.
moving up to good for you. Okay for me.
Sorry, moving up
Moving
to okay for Chris.
okay for Chris. Next up, we've got the long game,
Yep, we have that in okay
which
as well.
I was just like the Jagrafess, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Simon Pegg, very cool.
Uh-huh.
But the story just felt very
Mm-hmm.
hollow,
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff. Um, yeah, it's like, oh, it's this big news station. People have microchip plants, or their whole brain can be spiked. We've got this other guy here from the last episode, but like he doesn't do this, and like I get why he's there. It was interesting when we discovered that he was potentially going to be another companion. I think we said when we did the trivia at the time,
Mhm.
and then they
I,
changed their mind or something.
I seem to remember reading about this one being massively changed
Yeah, it had
during
a lot of
production.
changes.
Yeah, there's lots
I could be misremembering, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we read there were a lot of changes to it. And
because the
yeah,
fella
Simon Pegg in it is great.
during the
It's the guy
previous
from
episode.
Dalek. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And then he kind of screws everything up.
and he's just left.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
left back on Earth with the snap. It does a lot of the legwork, obviously, for the finale, but yeah, it's not an episode I like. It's an episode that I remember because I remember watching it as a child and being really scared of the Jagrafess.
Hmm.
Um, but like if I'm actually going back and trying to remember episodes, it's not one that particularly sticks out by itself. Factoring in how it affects how Satellite 5 comes into um dealing with things in the future episodes, like I guess it has a bit more merit from that perspective. But yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Above that, what do you have?
So I've still got as well the other one I've got in okay because
Mm-hmm.
I've only got two. I've got two
Sure.
in most of them, three in some, and then one at the top.
Yeah. Fair.
The next one I've got is Boomtown.
Boomtown. Yeah. Okay. Where do we have
Yeah.
Boomtown? Because I have a feeling when we started discussing Boomtown, we were like, hang on, we actually quite like this.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have
I
Boomtown in
like
good.
I like that it was following up
Mm-hmm.
on a previous episode. I really
Mm-hmm.
like Margaret Blaine. I like the Slitheen in general.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Just that, but this one very much felt like filler. They're like, oh god, we've got one episode we still need to do. Let's just bring back something that we had
Yeah.
a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
And a lot of it seemed to just be running around
There was a lot of
Cardiff.
running. Absolutely. Like it definitely does things. It teaches us about the heart of the TARDIS, which is important.
Hmm.
We kind of get some closure between names Mickey and Rose about their relationship.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean. It's definitely a well, I wouldn't say filler. It's definitely we have a very little budget for this episode because we need to
Yes, that's
do
true.
the CG on
Yeah,
these ones.
maybe not filler. Maybe a sacrifice episode, you might call it.
It's a sacrifice episode, for sure
Yeah.
from that perspective. But yeah, I
Mm.
like what they do with Margaret Blaine and how they kind of
They
do
had a sit down. They had a back and forth. The Doctor sort of confronted that even if he beats the bad guys, there are consequences to that too.
exactly, yeah. And then she gets turned back into an egg,
Yeah,
Mhm.
which is
something.
fun. Um, indeed. Okay, cool.
Okay,
So
then
good.
we go up to good. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Good.
next on good, I've got World War Three,
Banger of an episode.
World War Three.
another Slovene one.
It is another Slovene
The
one.
second part of a two-parter, which I've ranked lower than the first part.
Yeah, we have World War Three at the bottom of good.
Mm.
We had End of the World was kind of top middle. Boomtown was bottom middle. World War Three's down at the bottom of good.
Uh,
Yeah. This is one of the occasions where usually a two-parter has a lot of setup in the first part,
Yeah, and
and
then
then you get all the payoff in the second part.
and that's as a result the second episode usually is supposed to
Usually
get
the
the
better.
most.
Aliens of the London is so interesting and mysterious.
Aliens of London was great. I loved
And
it
Yeah,
so
and then
much.
when the reveal is that it's the Slovene,
it's like,
Yeah.
it becomes it becomes a very goofy throw pickled eggs to them and do the Scooby Doo running through the hallways thing.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I
Mickey
mean,
suddenly being a master hacker.
Mickey's a master hacker now, and all that stuff. And I do like that we get more with Harriet Jones. Um, I
big
do
deal.
like what we do with her, but yeah, it's just kind of goofy fun, and it is fun.
Hmm.
But yeah, compared especially to the first part of this two-parter,
Yes. It does have
yeah,
Harriet Jones, MP for Flydale North in it, which is always a
exactly,
plus.
indeed.
Yeah.
But yeah, nope,
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that.
Cool. And then at the top of good,
Mm-hmm.
I have got The Unquiet Dead.
The Unquiet Dead. We have that above the End of the World. That is our second highest good for this series.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why have you got it there, Chris?
I mean, it had the one most memorable scene that I had from when I'd previously watched through Doctor Who in it. Of
Mhm.
the Doctor saying he's a fan of Charles Dickens.
Yeah, that's a good
And
scene.
the confusion, that's a good one. It had its own interesting bits
Mhm.
to it. The ghosts were very interesting. The explanation
Yeah,
behind the ghosts
the
was
Gelf.
certainly something.
Mhm.
I don't know if I tend to enjoy the episodes where they go to the past as much as other ones, though.
Mhm.
I like
That's fair. Um, yeah,
even
I
like
do kind of like the historical ones. There's a couple of really great historical ones from the new series, so it'll be interesting to see when we get to them.
Yeah,
How you find them. Um, but yeah, having Dickens in this is a lot of fun. The Gelf are, well, at least when they're inhabiting the people's bodies, they are legitimately creepy.
yeah,
Um, and we do get the classic Doctor Who self-sacrifice from the maid
yeah.
who we will see again in Torchwood.
In
But
Torchwood, yeah. So it was a somewhat a setup for Torchwood ish.
I don't know if it was intentionally at the time, but they definitely
Ah,
a lot from this episode happens to coincide with Torchwood,
I
yeah.
mean, it might have very much been they did this episode and someone had an idea off of
Yeah,
that.
for sure. I mean, they have, to be fair, you're right, they've already mentioned Torchwood in the Weakest Link. They do mention Torchwood.
Yeah.
So they are hinting already. Indeed. Okay.
Indeed. And then after that, we
Mm-hmm.
go up to
Up to
Great.
great.
Yes. So in Great, the lowest of the Greats, I've got the
Yep.
Partying of Ways.
Oh yeah, the
Because
partying of
it's
ways.
misspelled on the
Because
thing.
it's misspelled.
They had a big party.
They did.
Yeah. The partying of ways for us is in God tier.
Yes.
No, there's only
I-
one in God tier for me.
That's fair. We have a few in God tier for season 1. I think
Love
that's
Doctor
largely
Who.
for us. I think that's like rose tinted glasses. I do still love it, but it's not. Yeah, it's not entirely because it's a like spectacular episode. We do have it right at the bottom of our God tier, to be fair. But it is one of those ones where it's just like this as the first regeneration of New Who. And like for me and Tom when we watched it at the time, and it's like, what on earth's going on? What's happening? This is crazy. So it's quite a bit of that, I think. But yeah, why is this here for you, Chris?
Again, it just wasn't one that stood out too much to me.
Sure.
Really,
Sure.
I like the Emperor Dalek.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
Yeah.
It's the second part of a two-parter, right?
It
This
is. Yeah,
one.
it's the final episode.
This is also another one where I enjoyed the first part of the two-part more than I enjoyed the second part.
Sure. You've got a lot of intrigue and mystery in the first
Yeah.
part.
You have the big payoff for all the Bad Wolf stuff everywhere.
You do. Well, no, the payoff for the Bad Wolf stuff's in this one.
That's what I mean.
Sorry, yeah, okay, yeah, cool.
That's one which was good. So it's in Great.
Absolutely.
That's just definitely episodes I've enjoyed more than this.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like it's in our God tier. Again, we have things from season 1 higher in our God tier. But yeah, it's got that.
Is powerful.
Yeah. It's Eccleston's last episode. It's got the Bad Wolf stuff. It's got some great scenes between Jackie and Rose. Probably the best scene between Jackie and Rose, at least in this season, because we have the whole scene where she's talking about her dad and everything. And we get Mickey trying to help her and be like, "No, never give up." And then Jackie helps out as well. It's just that's all a lot of fun. We get Jack, and then Jack's back.
Jack is back.
Lots
Back
of tragedy
again.
though, lots of death. Quite a lot of deaths in that one. But yeah, cool. Okay.
Things are
What's
falling
up
off my
next?
desk again.
Oh no!
And then straight up
Yeah.
above that, we've got Bad Wolf.
Bad Wolf.
It's got a lot of incredibly memorable things. You know, you've got the android.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the
The
Big
android.
Brother thing. You've got the
Mhm.
naked Jack.
Indeed.
And the hidden gun scene. That always sticks in my mind.
Yeah.
Also
Where's
the
Bad
same-sex
Wolf?
kiss.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's in Parting
Oh,
of the Ways as
That's
well.
the Parting of the Ways.
But that is a good point. That is a key moment. Where is Bad Wolf for us? Bad Wolf for us is in Great as well. So yeah, it's at the top of Great.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, like a lot of setup, and I don't like. I appreciate all the references, but also I really don't like game shows. So that probably skews my.
I absolutely loved the sinister take on all the game shows where you don't get to choose if you participate, and the fact that you die if you fail. Like the dystopia of this massively entertainment centric world that it's become.
No, for sure. Like if I still had access to the live tier list for us, I would have gone through and seen with Tom if we wanted to move anything now that we've watched it even more recently. But I don't have that, so I can't, and I don't want to put this all in there again. So
you don't want to recreate the entire thing?
Tom, do we want to recreate the entire thing?
pain.
We don't want to repeat the entire
that's a
thing.
no then.
Who knows? Maybe we will do that for next time. But yeah. But yeah, no, I agree. Maybe that does deserve to be higher actually. It's at the very top of great though. There's not a
Yes.
whole lot above it. Yeah, the end reveal with the oh come on with the Daleks and how the like controller has been she brought them here intentionally to try and get them to fight the Daleks. It was all pretty cool.
Mm.
Yeah. No? Yeah, great, agreed.
Mm. And then the very top of great that I have is Aliens of London.
Aliens of London. We have this at it's our highest in good.
Oh, okay. I've done
So
one higher than
yeah,
you.
indeed.
I very much. I think it might be what going into this episode and watching a decent amount of it. I had completely forgotten that this was the Slovene episode. So I think the mystery, might have done more for me.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. Because there is a lot of mystery. You get the weird pig guy, and you get the ship that crashes in London.
Weird pig guy. You have as well at the start. You have the whole Rose's back, but everyone thought Mickey murdered her.
Yeah, yeah, which I always forget about that bit. Absolutely.
Jackie was absolutely furious at her for just disappearing for a year.
For a year. Yeah, no, it's true.
And then the mystery of the pig piloting this ship that crashes through Big Ben and into
London,
the Thames, and then you have the Prime Minister disappearing,
disappears,
at
and
the
all these
same
MPs
time.
and random people are showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a great mystery.
And I find it very funny that the payoff is it's a load of aliens looking to make a quick buck.
Make a quick buck, yeah, of selling the Earth as molten slag.
Yeah.
Indeed.
That's
They made
of my grades.
also the funny button that the UN gave Britain as well.
Oh yes,
the one that gave them access to all of the Russian and American nukes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up to amazing.
So at the bottom of amazing, I have The Empty Child.
The Empty Child.
Which is one that has stuck with me since childhood.
Where the hell did we put the Empty Child? I'm trying to look for it now.
We put The Empty Child in.
I would have thought
the
amazing
middle of amazing.
God tier.
Middle of amazing.
There you go. Both amazing.
Middle of amazing. Yeah. Really creepy. So creepy that I did not watch the Doctor Dancers for like a few years after, which is a shame because it's a lot less spooky, but it's still an excellent episode. But yeah, introduces Jack, has the gas mask mummies, which are really creepy.
I think I could say that Jack is my favourite long-time Doctor Who character.
Yeah, that's a fair
I can
answer.
confidently say that. So that was a good one.
Yes, introduces him. It's a pretty good episode for having the Doctor and Rose split up.
Yeah. Do we ever get anything more from the Time Agency?
If we watch Torchwood.
Okay.
If we watch Torchwood, we will get at least a little bit, if not a fair bit, if memory serves.
I've never seen Torchwood, and I found it very funny that the Time Agency came up a lot here, and I don't remember it ever being mentioned again.
Yeah, it maybe is offhandedly mentioned once or twice, and I forget, but no, not much really. But it's definitely Torchwood, so you'll get some, not necessarily answers, but some more interactions with them, I think.
Yeah. Well, I love the "Are You My Mummy?" Dr. Constantine, played by
Constantine's great.
Is it Dr. Richard Wilson? Love Richard Wilson.
Yes, indeed, he's great.
That transformation, absolutely
is haunting. Yeah,
even if it is with bad CG.
Like
I think
the bad CG it makes it worse.
Yeah,
it works for it a lot. Yeah, absolutely. It's really creepy. Yeah, just a lot of it's really creepy.
It's very good. They put a lot of effort into sets. You had a whole bombed out area that they had, where you have the inside of the invisible ship.
Yes.
Yeah, I love Jack's ability to just get into anywhere and just act like he belongs.
Yeah, it's
like this random guy turns up, says he's an RAF volunteer, and hangs out with a load of officers in wherever they were.
Yeah.
The comedy scene as well, with the Doctor saying,
"Has anyone seen something?
Has anyone seen something fall from the sky? It would have landed with a large bang."
Yeah, before they realise that he's in the
he realises he's in the
before he realises
Blitz.
he's in the Blitz. Yeah, and then Rose hangs on the fucking blimp, or the balloony thing. I can't remember what they call it. It's not a blimp, but air raid balloon. Yeah.
Very good episode, and
indeed,
slightly higher up in Amazing, I've got the Doctor Dances.
Indeed,
because it's a great continuation of a great double episode.
It is absolutely. The Doctor Dances is our second one in. It's in Amazing as well. Yeah, it's at the top of Amazing.
Yeah, it's very top of Amazing. It's only one particular entry which just missed out on God tier. That's not there.
Yes, I think we ummed and ahed with putting it in God tier. We're like, we've got 3 in God tier. We can't do this. So it is it's almost the very top when we have an Amazing. It's second to top.
It would be if we could put 4 in God tier, but we said that we were only doing 3.
We said we were doing 1, and then we were like, well. So yeah, I think we already have the Doctor Dances and
the Empty Child
in Amazing. There's a lot in between. So yeah.
Fair enough.
Why is this here? I mean, it's a good continuation.
There's not much more to say then. It's a great continuation of a great.
Yeah, agreed.
I love. We get shown Jack.
Yep.
As sort of cocky guy out to make money.
Yep.
Ready to basically scam the time agency for a bit of money.
Yeah.
And ends up causing damage in the process by waiting for so long. And then he sacrifices his profits for the greater good. And
he does.
He doesn't end up dying in the end, but he does sacrifice himself as well.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Yeah, he fully expects there's no way he's going to get out of it, and then
he does.
He does get out of it because they help him. And we end with the Doctor actually dancing, which is really sweet. We have the Justice Once Everybody Lives, which is the first kind of moment of sheer happiness and brevity we get from him. Which when we actually know more about the Time War is it's been a hard time. Squareness gun.
Few years.
The stuff about bananas is all a lot of fun, and a lot of the humor where we do get it. Is it possible you miscounted with how many legs that lady has? And the explanation for how everything kind of ties together actually works really well. With it being the nanites that don't understand that not everyone's him. It's just confused technology. Indeed, a great episode. Okay.
And then at the very top of Amazing, we have Dalek.
Whoa,
Dalek, indeed.
This is heresy.
Nah, that's fine.
That it's amazing, or is it too high or too low, Tom?
Too low.
Okay, well, I've limited myself to 1 God tier.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
And I put it at the top of Amazing.
You have more discipline than me and Ole.
More restraint than we did. Dalek is our other one. Is our highest Amazing for season 1.
Yeah.
Indeed.
No God tier.
So we've actually got our Amazings the same then.
Our Amazings
for God tier. Okay, we've got our Amazings the same.
Our Amazings are the same.
And if you limited yourself to 1 God tier,
it would probably have been
in Amazing.
Yeah.
Because we
Well,
probably would have picked. Where is it?
I mean, the one which Chris has in God tier, which we will get to, is the one below Dalek.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
we have Dalek, and then Father's Day right below it.
Oh,
Okay.
And then Parting the Ways is another 2 below them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, on the rewatch, maybe that would change.
I think Parting of the Ways might go down,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really difficult between Dalek and Father's Day.
Yeah.
For me at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they were both absolutely amazing episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I just quite liked
Yeah.
the theme of Father's Day and the sacrifice.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But yeah, Dalek, classic.
Dalek's what we're talking about right now.
Daleks are back, so that's great.
Yep.
Last Dalek, or what he thinks himself to be the last Dalek.
Yep.
You know, you
Yes.
have a range of
Made
emotions.
sympathetic Daleks. What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I
It's like
absolutely love Henry Van Staten as a character.
he's great. Yeah, absolutely.
And the fact
trying
that
to-
he's now a homeless bum wandering around the American Midwest.
Yep, that's also quite good.
Somewhere beginning with an L or whatever it is. Yeah. He's great. They bring back the Daleks. They bring back a Dalek, in fact, and go, this is this thing. Here's all these troops. Their guns do nothing. Stairs, nope,
Yeah.
that doesn't count anymore. They can come upstairs now. They're still scary. Plunger, we'll show you how that's scary and not just a joke either. That's scary too now. It can also like absorb the entire they basically went through the checklist of what
What did
prevented
people
the
find
Daleks
silly about Daleks?
from being as scary as possible. Okay, they get stuck by stairs. They've got a plunger hand.
No.
Okay, well now that like just straight up kills people and they can fly, which yeah, cool. And they're smart. Like when it uses the sprinkler system to electrocute everyone.
Yeah, efficient.
How the whole efficient, how the whole torso moves.
Yeah,
And that's
turns
not even
around
like
and does that.
counting for Chris Eccleston's amazing performance of just like
The anger, the proper anger.
the proper
from the
anger, the
Doctor.
fury of like these things aren't dead. I should kill them. And then great scene for
And then-
Rose as well, where
You
she's
would
like,
make a good Dalek.
yeah,
Yeah.
very iconic moment.
And then we also had the Doctor, you know, finding someone who's incredibly unfriendly to him, who captures
Mhm.
him and starts to study him.
Yeah, indeed. To release me if you want to live.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, the ending's really sweet. Like this thing which has killed everyone but is mutating because Rose touched it. I do really love the music in that scene. We haven't talked about the music much, but essentially, yeah, the music's great throughout.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes Daleks scary. The like skeleton extermination shots always really feels very like brutal in a way that it isn't. Like looking at it, like it's actually very non-violent, but it looks very violent. If that makes sense.
It looks incredibly violent. It's an instant death, which isn't.
Yeah.
It's mercy in a way from what it could be, but
Mm-hmm.
The Dalek
my God,
certainly
does
think
it
it's a
look?
mercy.
It looks really like unpleasant though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And that was always one of the most terrifying things when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Watching
absolutely.
Daleks do that to people.
Yeah. It's probably. I assume it just kills every cell in the body like instantly, and that's what the glow is.
Yeah.
Tries it all. And then finally, right at the top in God tier,
Mm-hmm.
I have put Father's Day.
Yes.
This is an acceptable choice.
Oh God, Father's Day was just so emotional.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I do wonder, if a part of like what will speak to this people more is their own familial dynamics
Mhm.
as
Yeah.
well. Because like I find this episode emotional, but like I still have like both my parents and everything, and so it's like it's not something that I can relate to as much, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it like there's a few other episodes in the show which I've like watched people watch and they like bawl their eyes out, and I was like, huh, yeah, I guess if you know this has happened to you or this thing relates to you, that's gonna hit more. So
Yeah.
everyone's experience is different, of course, but yeah,
Yeah.
he's just such a great actor to play Rose's dad.
Yeah.
It just fits really well. The Time Reapers are
The
creepy,
Time Reapers trying to sterilize the
It's
wound.
also
which
one
yeah
of
makes
those
sense.
episodes in Doctor Who that yeah, it does sort of feed into sort of other things, but you could watch it, you could show it to like a friend, and just be like,
Yeah,
this is Doctor Who,
like
and
Yeah.
episode, like,
it
yeah,
would give them a good idea because it is a very powerful story.
yeah,
It's a very powerful one. Imagine there's a very close family member that you've never known in your life.
mm-hmm,
You do something very selfish,
yep,
and you realize it's selfish. You realize it was a mistake, but you get the
mm-hmm,
opportunity to get to know them a bit,
mm-hmm,
and then the final bit you get from getting to know them
mm-hmm.
from your selfishness is them,
Their
doing what
selflessness.
doing what a parent should do
Yeah,
and try their best to fix their child's mistakes,
yeah,
and doing this ultimate sacrifice right at the end.
mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. Again, uh, like you said, it's an episode you can't basically watch in a vacuum. Um, it does serve the wider narrative as well. I do like how we get the kind of narration from Jackie telling like young Rose about what happened to her dad.
Yeah.
And then that comes back in partying of the ways,
Partying of the ways.
where Rose tells her like the doctor took me to see him. I met my dad, and also obviously for future seasons as well. For reasons I won't delve too much into, but it's an interesting episode to have seen. But yeah, it's a great episode. It's really heartbreaking. It's interesting because it's a completely different episode to Dalek, but they are both very excellent episodes of Doctor Who. But while Dalek is an episode that is very much about
Action
and the monster and the Doctor, Father's Day an episode which is about the humans.
Yeah.
Like the Doctor's there, and to be fair, he tried, like, he's like, why have you done this? This is a terrible decision. Okay, let's try and figure out how we can get both you and your dad to both survive this. He does try to figure out a way, and he does figure it out, but then obviously Rose touches baby Rose and everything falls apart, and Pete realizes what he has to do. But
I wonder if we're ever going to have a moment of a person touching their younger self again like that and causing problems.
Would be interesting. I guess beyond from two doctors, I suppose. But they don't count because they are timey-wimey or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're different bodies.
They are different bodies. It's true, yeah, they're not like exactly the same. Okay, that is season 1. That is our tier list that we have so far. Cool. Well, this is going to come out before the reactions do. So, look forward to seeing the reactions in the future, and then season 2, and who knows, maybe Torchwood. So it's an interesting time because Doctor Who's coming back, and also all of classics coming onto iPlayer. So
It's gonna be easier to do.
Easier to do more stuff. But yeah, we'll leave this one here then. So thank you for listening, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Cabincast. For more episodes, go to www.cabincast.podbean.com or use the Podbean app. You can now also find us on iTunes and Pocket Casts under Cabincast and on YouTube. The uploads here are quite behind. Finally, you can find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Cabincast. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.